AI never seeks to amaze me. I'm going to show you how to create a viral AI actor that can promote your product for you on Facebook and TikTok ads that actually converts, so that way you can generate more sales without actually having to film or hire UGC creators to make videos for you. And I'm quite literally going to show you how to take a product image, turn it into an AI actor, and then convert that image into an AI actor UGC viral video that converts. So let's go ahead and get into it because AI is getting pretty crazy. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're going to go to Chat GPT 4.0 and you're going to use this specific prompt. And you're going to want to first take an image of a product that you're going to use. This could either be for a client, this could be your own e-commerce product. Essentially what we want is a high resolution image of just the product. So there's other information on this page, but what we want is just a clear product high resolution image because we're going to upload it into Chat GPT and we want to make sure that we do not change the text on this image. This is very important so that way we can make this video and image the most realistic video possible. So what we'll do is we'll go into Chat GPT 4.0, we're going to select tools and say create image. We're going to paste this prompt and we're essentially asking Chat GPT to create an image of a girl on a podcast with the product sitting in front of her on the table. And this is important because we want to make it feel like a natural setting. This is where somebody's having a conversation on a podcast, and it's gonna be pretty crazy what this is going to do. And I'll show you later how we're going to turn this into an AI actor that actually talks about the product where you quite literally can't even tell the difference in the video of it being real versus AI. One important call out with ChatGPT is you want to make sure that you say do not change or alter any text or labels on the product. It must remain exactly as is. This is important because we don't want it to change anything on the product itself. We're going to add our product image here, and this is our high resolution image of the product, and we're going to go ahead and prompt it. And ChatGPT is then going to generate an image of a girl on a podcast with the product in front of her. And this is important because the very next step, we're going to turn this image into an AI voice actor who's going to talk about this product for us. And by the way, all the tools that we're going over in this video are linked below, so that way you can follow along as we go through this. All right, so the AI has now generated an image of a girl on a podcast with the product in front of her. Now, the background is a little dark, so we might adjust this and say, hey, we want a brighter background because the product's very bright and exciting, so we definitely want to change some of the aesthetic back there. So let's go ahead and say change the background to be more lively and in an open space. And now we have two more renderings. This is a lot more bright and lively, so we're going to make one more tweak. It looks like the adjustments on the text were a little bit off, so we're going to ask it to do not change the text on the product and keep the product image exactly as is. Now with AI, everything comes down to prompting, and you have to know how to respond and adjust accordingly to get the exact vibe, aesthetic, and background, the creator, the product, and make sure it's exactly as you want it, so that way you can have the best potential with being able to leverage this into a video. Okay, so after a little bit of prompting, we got the image that we want of an AI avatar on a podcast where she looks happy, the product is in front of her, the text hasn't been changed, and we have the perfect image that we can now turn this into a video where she actually speaks about the product and promotes it for us. So go ahead and download your image, and what you're gonna do is go into the tool that I've linked below this video, and we're going to select new project. Once you select new project, we're going to instead choose add actors. And this is where we can then create a new AI actor based off of the image we just created. So we're gonna upload this image of our creator, and we're going to say, make the actor speak with excitement and talk about the product, and be sure to use hand gestures and make it feel authentic. And this is how the AI actor is going to behave in the video. And this is going to now render our talking actor. And we're going to go ahead and confirm and start rendering this. And now we can choose an AI voice, and we're going to choose a female. And let's go ahead and listen to some of these.
Hey you, welcome to Arcads.
Hey there, welcome to our...
Hey you, welcome to Arcad.
Hey there, welcome to Arcads. I'm one of the natural AI voices.
I'm one of the natural AI actors you can use.
Okay, so this one sounds very realistic, it's casual, and it sounds like she kind of is on a podcast in this case, which is actually perfect for our AI actor. So we're going to go ahead and select this voice, and now it's going to render an AI video of her speaking about the product, and then we can adjust the script, make changes, and be able to launch this as a Facebook and TikTok ad that converts. So let's go ahead and let this video render. Okay, we have officially rendered our AI actor, and I've gone ahead and rendered a few different actors here with different backgrounds and different characters. And one of the first things that I actually noticed was that whenever we were generating the AI avatars for the video that we were going to create, they were in a 1080 by 1080 size. So we actually need those in a 9 by 16. So that way it can fit the Instagram story, Reels, Facebook feeds placement whenever we run ads behind it and on TikTok. So essentially I had to recreate the image, and I also wanted it to be, a super high resolution, and I gave it the product image so that way we can match it exactly as is. And this is what has came out, and it looks really realistic. We have, an ultra realistic avatar that is somebody speaking on a podcast, and she's going to be talking about our Space Goods product, so that way we can see how well we can turn this into an AI avatar video to then run in a Facebook and TikTok ads. So once you've rendered your avatar, what you're going to do is select your avatar, hit add actors, and it's going to add your actor down here. The next thing I went ahead and did, and I'll drop this script below the video so that way you can use it, but I said write a natural, authentic video script for a girl on a podcast speaking about the Rainbow Dust Starter Kit by Space Goods. And I wanted this product to make sure that, she was talking about it on the table and it's visible in the shot. And I wanted to make sure that it flowed genuinely like she was sharing her personal experience, because we want it to sound as realistic as possible. So I made sure to put those details in the prompt. And this is the prompt that I executed and the script that it gave us. So something I've been loving lately and honestly wasn't expecting to is the product. And it also says, I'm not a morning person at all, which is the real world experience. And that's what's going to bring this ad together. In case we don't have somebody to film this with, we can generate all this with AI. And so I ended up having it rewrite this as if it was for a teleprompter. So that way the AI can just essentially read it better. We're teaching AIs how to, be better at AI. In this case, AI is helping AIs. And so here we have all of the copy for the script, and I went ahead and pasted this into a doc so that way I could cleanly bring it over here. So what we'll do is we'll take this now and we'll paste this in, and then we'll just break up the text so that way it flows nicely. And then for the important part, this is where we actually take the image and turn it into an AI actor video. And so there's a few things that we want to pay attention to. And these are the settings for the AI avatar to make it as realistic as possible. So we have speed, which controls the speed of her voice. We have the stability, which is the tonality in her voice, meaning there's higher tones, lower tones, meaning she'll pause on words and really pronounce something very specific, meaning she might say, and it's not just one of those quick fixes or instant results kind of things. There's actually pattern interrupts that make it sound more humanized, which is the beauty of this AI tool. And then we have similarity, which is essentially matching the tone and keeping it, consistent. We're gonna leave that alone. And then style exaggeration is how she's actually being more dramatic and moving her hands or speaking like somebody would, or saying a very specific word like this. That is what makes it realistic, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play with the style exaggeration. We're not gonna go too crazy with it because we're just talking about how it makes her, feel more steady rather than, this being overly dramatic. You might use that in another case for a different product, but you can play with it. And then speed, we can actually listen to the voice and see how it sounds.
So I'm loving Legacy was next to is this kit from Goods. I'm using it though because I wanted.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this down so that way she pronounces her words and speaks faster at certain points, slow at other points to really make the point clear. And then we're just gonna bring this down by a half hair for the speed. And then we can also play with the audio for the voice, and we can choose, the demographic of our avatar here. She's a female, she's younger, she's American in this case, and speaks English. So we'll just find somebody in this range where we can actually click on some of these voices.
Welcome to our cat.
Hey there, welcome to our cat.
Hey there. Welcome to. Hey you. Welcome. I'm one of the natural actors you can.
Okay, so that one kind of sounds like she's on a podcast and it's more fitting with her voice. So I'm gonna go with something like that because we can really then put this all together, get this video, and if it looks good, we can then take it and edit it and add in, overlays of the product. We can do a lot from here to make it a Facebook ad or TikTok ad that really gets great results. So once we're satisfied with this, we can go ahead and hit execute and press the submit button, and it'll start generating our AI avatar. Okay, so now we have our generated video and we have another one that is being generated right now. Let's go ahead and watch this first video to see how it came out.
So something I've been loving lately and honestly wasn't expecting to is this rainbow dust starter kit from Space Goods. I started using it a few months ago because I wanted to cut back on coffee but still have something that helps me focus without feeling jittery or crashing later. I am not a morning person at all, and my brain doesn't really get going without a little boost, and it's not one of those quick fix, instant results kind of things. It's been a slow, steady shift for me. I just feel more clear, more grounded, and honestly more me. I notice it most around that 3 p.m. slump. I'll sip it in the morning and I'm good through the whole day. It's weirdly become part of my daily routine, like something I actually look forward to.
Okay, so pretty good. It's an image that's now been turned into an AI avatar. We can, hear a little bit of wind in the background. This product's actually breezing. There are a few points where her eyes are like moving a little bit odd, but that's okay because we can cut in overlays at those portions so that way it flows more nicely and doesn't distract the viewer. And overall, not a bad video. There is some voice variation. We have another one that's being generated right now so we can test different angles and see if we can get a better, more well-rounded video to use. But all in all, this is about a 53-second AI avatar that we literally were able to create with this tool, which is pretty insane to think about. So what we can do from here is actually take this download and we can download the video and we can come here in CapCut and we can start to edit this like an ad would be done. So one of those first things we can do is actually cutting this in portion.
Anyway, if you're curious.
So this is the part where the CTA is, our call to action, which is very important because this is where we're actually directing people to the website. We're going to cut this part and we can actually remove background here. So we're going to go to custom removal. We're going to select this brush and we're just going to brush in the area that we want to stay. And we're going to keep all this right here. And then we're going to hit apply. And so that's gone ahead and remove the background for us. Then what we can do is actually take the website and put that behind her. And it looks like we didn't get the podcast area here, so we could probably clean that up. And we need to actually include this section here. And then we can actually remove this little portion right here. And then we can keep this part right here. There we go. So then we can hit apply. And now we have our, background, and we can take our person and move her down to the bottom left here. And so what'll happen is
my daily routine, like something I actually look forward to. Anyway, if you're curious.
And we need to fix that little piece again and then apply. And then we can see it processing. And now we can edit our video like an ad where it looks super realistic and we have background shots, we have overlays, we can even add in captions where we go to the actual caption section and hit generate. We can have the overlays and then we can export this into an actual real ad that we're going to leverage in Facebook and TikTok ads. So this is kind of how you go through the process of creating different AI avatars. You can test multiple variations, multiple different demographics, and save a ton of time by doing so. We can even adjust the text to really look much better here in this case. There we go. So we have our captions, and then we can adjust, different backgrounds and stuff as well with this. And then all we gotta do is just export this, upload it into the ads manager, and now we have an ad that we can leverage that is 100% made with AI. And if you want to be able to use this tool as well, just go ahead and click that link below. And if you are interested in learning the full e-commerce funnel that we use to have generated over $1 billion in sales for our clients, then definitely make sure to check out this next video because we cover everything from Shopify setup, the CRO, the Facebook ads, the TikTok ads, and so much more around content creation so that way you can maximize sales and be able to scale. And once again, it's your favorite digital marketer here, Chase Chappell. Cheers and bye all.